need of the hour, you know. I think the moment we have a child in our life, in our family, food it becomes a very important constituent in our lives. Like what to give them, how nutrition is so important. So the discussion that we'll be having today will be the impact of nutrition on children's brain development. You know, especially I think most of us who John are young parents. You know, for us, what to give to the kids, how will they grow mentally and physically becomes very very important, and thereby this topic of discussion holds a great relevance in today's time. You know, now why it is important? Adequate nutrition is necessary for the normal brain development. It is especially important during pregnancy, infancy, which are the very crucial periods for the formation of the brain. Thus, they lay the foundation for the development of cognitive, motor, and socio-economic skills throughout children and adulthood. And it's very important to understand a well nourished child is also better able to interact with his or her caregivers and environment in a way that provides them optimal brain development. So, children who are not adequately nourished or at risk for failing reaching their developmental potential in cognitive, motor, and socio emotional abilities. And these are further linked to your academic achievements and economic productivity as well. So therefore, it prevents or reverses, in fact, developmental losses in early childhood, which is very, very crucial, you know, to foster the economic development in every kind of, you know, societies and economies. So hereby, to reflect more and to have more discussion on the same, we have our guest of speaker today, Ms. Malvika Fulwani. To start the discussion, I would like to introduce a bit about her as well. She's a postgraduate in dietetics, certified diabetics educator, and a certified nutri-genetics counselor. After self-experimenting all the yo-yo diets and fighting her own weight loss battle, Malvika has learned the importance of balanced diet, and now she has a holistic approach towards health and fitness. And Malvika ma'am has also worked with hospitals like Care Hospital, Nagpur, Dr. Sunil Gupta's Diabetic Care Research Center, Nagpur, and others, so on. She believes that food is the only basic necessity every living organism has right from the moment it is conceived till its last breath. And food decides whether you will be ill or you will be healthily fit. So she's here to empower all of us here to have a healthy attitude, which is healthy plus having the right attitude. We welcome you, Ms. Malika. Am I audible to you, Ms. Malika?
Yes, Dr. Shilpi, sorry for all the glitches, but yeah, I am back.
Yes. So we welcome you on behalf of Potpourri, and so if it's okay, we can start with the discussion.
Yes, ma'am, definitely.
So to start with, you know, what do you think? How does the diet affect the development of a child?
Okay. So this is something I was actually wanting to cover because this is very important. As diet plays an important role since the day you are conceived in your mother's womb. Okay,
Hmm.
so nowadays if you would have first of all I would like to tell you all that 1st September to 7th September is Nutrition Week, National Nutrition Week, and this year's theme for the National Nutrition Week is only a severe malnutrition and first 1,000 days of a child. So we are taking into consideration how these 1,000 days should be for the growth and development of child. So as you asked how nutrition affects the growth of the child, so we require, so now when I'm talking, you are listening, we are breathing, this all requires energy, this all requires calories, and and these calories, as we all know, we get from food. Okay, so one of the most important thing to be a living being, though it be an ant or it be a whale, everybody requires energy to move, to work, to do anything. So one of the most important thing is nutrition is required for calories, for energy, to do work, to move. Second, there is a comfort, that there is a nutrient called protein in our body, in our food, which is a building block of our body. So like एक building बनाने के लिए जब हम bricks use करते हैं, ईट जमा 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 करके building बनता है, वैसे ही प्रोटीन से हमारी बॉडी बनती है. प्रोटीन इज द बिल्डिंग ब्लॉक ऑफ आवर एनर्जी, प्रोटीन बिल्डिंग ब्लॉक ऑफ आवर बॉडी. So to build a body, to have a skin, to have height, to have weight, this all requires protein. So nutrition, protein is one of the most important things that that is required for the growth of the body, for a kid. Secondly, there are various enzymes that take into consideration the biochemical processes that we do, like the digestion or any other biochemical process that is going on that requires enzymes. That's again is protein. Iron is something related to brain function. Omega-3 fatty acids is related to brain function. Vitamin D is required for the bone density. So these all parameters which are there in nutrition is why it is important for kids nutrition. If the kids nutrition during mother's pregnancy is good, the mother's diet is good, baby is good, and then after baby is born, then also the nutrition plays a very important role so as to have a perfect growth. There are growth parameters. There are various points that have to be taken into consideration if the baby's growth is good, and nutrition is very important. So it is said 6 months, 6 months exclusive breastfeeding, and then after breastfeeding, you have to start giving nutrition via weaning. This all brings in baby's growth, and nutrition during that time plays a very important role for the kids.
Thank you so much for that. Now, I think we keep discussing, that need to give them calcium. So, what do you think are the best foods, which help the kids to have calcium in their diet?
Yeah. So calcium is the best source of calcium is milk, dairy products, milk and milk products like curd, paneer, chas, cheese. They are good sources of calcium. Then, other than that, soya protein is good for calcium. There are various cereals, calcium fortified cereals like wheat is coming in these days. So calcium through these fortified foods is also a good source. Those who are non-vegetarians can have if they eat the bone part of chicken or bone part of fish, that is also a good source of calcium for the calcium. So these are the best sources: milk and yogurt, and nowadays these nut milks are there, which are giving a lot of they are coming fortified with calcium. So all of these can help with calcium sources for a kid's child. Other than that, I would really suggest a child should play a little bit in the sunlight, morning sunlight, because sunlight helps absorb vitamin D in the body through skin, and in presence of vitamin D, calcium is absorbed very well. So yeah.
Okay, so like we discussed about the dairy products, and nowadays a lot of discussions are done that we should not give them, milk that's produced from cow or buffalo, because the producers, they put injections, so it's not healthy. The growth starts increasing or decreasing. So what do you have to say about that?
Ma'am, see, when I come to talk about, it's not just about milk that is being adulterated through these testosterone or injections, which we are saying, but all the foods these days are adulterated. Pesticides are being used and everything. But then, if we stop eating everything, like if we nowadays during Corona, everybody was saying that we won't eat raw foods. If you stop eating raw foods, how are you going to get fiber? If you don't get fiber, how's your gut motility being? Gut motility कैसे आपकी normal रहेगी, है ना? Gut motility, आपका digestion, you require fiber for that. You need bulk for that. But then you have stopped eating raw foods because corona, people are saying कि raw food में बैठ के अगर corona आ गया तो. So you have to take proper precautions for all of this. Like when we were talking about raw vegetables, if you wash the raw vegetables in the running water, keep them in lukewarm water for some time, you can use it. You can use it without fear. Similarly, milk. Nowadays there is this they are giving those injections for surplus
Exactly.
amount of milk. but then we can actually keep a check. We can take into consideration as to which one won't do this. Like मेरे यहाँ पे एक गौवर्धन करके कंपनी है जहाँ पे उनके खुद के 310 गाय है, और मैं उनका पूरा फार्म देख के आई हूँ जहाँ पे वो मिल्क प्रोड्यूस करते हैं, और मैं वहीं से फिर मिल्क मतलब वो उधर उनको नहीं दे रहे हैं वो इंजेक्शन. अदर देन दैट यू कैन गो फॉर टेट्रा पैक्स. दे आर टेट्रा पैक्स में जो जैसे टेट्रा पैक्स के जो मिल्क आते हैं, दे आर नॉट कंटामिनेटेड मच एंड दे आर डूइंग पास्चराइजेशन होता है. तो सारे जो उसमें ऑर्गेनिजम्स होते हैं वो सारे सब pasteurization at high temperature and at low temperature, everything is killed, so that doesn't create a lot of problem in you. So having something rather than nothing is actually what I always say, है ना. If you say no to milk completely, how are you going to get calcium? Then you will have to depend on, so you will have to depend on artificial calcium supplements. You are avoiding milk because of the artificial hormones being injected to the cow, but then you are taking artificial supplements for calcium. So something similar it is. So I always suggest that thoda sa keeping aside all of the information that you get from Google, and you take care, boil it well and have fresh milk every day. That is how.
Thank you so much for enlightening us with that. Now, can you please mention the 5 signs of vitamin deficiency in children? We have different kind of deficiencies, so through which we can find it out.
Yeah. So vitamin D is a vitamin, but plays an important role as a hormone in our body. Okay. So it is required for a lot of things in our body. First of all, it is required for immunity. So if you are getting ill frequently, that can be one of the reasons, one of the main symptoms of vitamin D deficiency. Second is bone loss. Like if you have a bone loss, or if you have a lot of pain in your bones, in your bone area, that is one of the symptoms of vitamin D. Hair loss. Hair loss can be because of various reasons, and vitamin D deficiency is one of the very big reason behind the hair loss. If you have hair loss, especially बच्चों में, तो देखना vitamin D deficiency तो नहीं है. इसके अलावा there is one more that bone density, bone density, and a lot of time for wound healing. So if you're so basically we always think अगर wound heal नहीं हो रहा है तो diabetes होगा, but diabetes is one of the reason which is one of the reason, but vitamin D deficiency also is one of the reasons that actually help this. And the other thing is and the last is calcium deficiency. If you have calcium deficiency, then that is directly proportional that your vitamin D is also less in your body. So you should actually, yeah.
And why do you think the children need iron? Why it is so important and so emphasized?
Okay. So iron is so basically the first role of iron is hemoglobin. Okay. So heme part of your hemoglobin is iron, and globin part is protein, which I already talked about in the first question. Heme part is iron. Heme is iron. So the blood that is your blood, the whole of your red blood is because of iron. So if you have iron deficiency, if there is less of iron, you go into your hemoglobin is less, and hemoglobin if less ends you up into a lot of things. You are low on immunity because of low hemoglobin. You can have memory problems with you can have some problems related to memory if your iron is less. You can fall sick often because of low hemoglobin. So the hemoglobin and iron plays a very important role, because the whole blood circulation, if it stops in your body, then you cannot actually go on with life. So hemoglobin is very important in your body. Blood circulation is very important. Heart function is very important, and the blood, if the hemoglobin is less, your body goes pale, because the red blood cells are because of iron. So body goes pale, your energy levels go down. Iron is required as a catalyst in a lot of biochemical reactions in our body. As I was talking about digestion, iron plays important part in electron transport chain, which ends up making ATP. So yeah, so this
Okay,
is
see,
all.
as yes. So
So you are
basically,
a doctor.
yes, yes, I'm into academics. So basically, I'm a doctor in that field.
Okay, okay,
So,
okay.
and I'm a mother of, two young children. So for me,
Got
knowing
that.
all this is really important. And I think
Okay.
most of the guests, हम जो panel पे हैं, हम सब young parents हैं.
Yes.
So it's very important and very essential also for us to know how it
Yeah.
affects their growth. And especially,
I
I
hope
think
my answers are helping you with the all the myths and busts you might have
yes,
missed.
that's why I'm adding on a few things of my own and asking you there.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
So
Definitely.
हम सब as जितने भी young parents यहाँ पे हम सब का ही रहता है हमारा बच्चा ये नहीं खाता है या ये खाता है what is the right way to do it. So my point to ask directors is how do parents influence their children's eating behavior?
Okay. So my father, I always give this example when I am asked about fussy eating. My father never eats full gobi, cauliflower, because he thinks cauliflower is vegetarian chicken. So he doesn't like it. And until I actually became a dietitian and got to know what is nutrient, nutrient cauliflower gives us, I also used to avoid cauliflower. So when you're sitting on a table and you are seeing your mother is not eating something or your grandfather is not eating something, you ask them why aren't you not eating, and they give you the reason कि यार मुझे ये तो अच्छा ही नहीं लगता है या ये ऐसा लगता है या ये वैसा लगता है, तो पापा नहीं खा रहे तो मैं क्यों खाऊं? People because for a lot many girls their fathers are their heroes, and for a lot many boys their mothers are their heroines. So when my father is such a hero and he's not eating this, so I guess this is not required for me. Okay, because he is doing well, so I should also do well because of this. I have a power cut, so I have to keep this phone to make me a little. So father and mother eating something gives you, if not eating something makes your makes your kids also follow the same. One of the main reasons is that. Second is cultural behavior of your family is something I always promote कि आपकी जो दादी खाती थी ना आपने वो खाना चाहिए, या आपके पेरेंट्स जो खाते वो खाना चाहिए. So मेरे दादाजी never ate anything made of bread. ठीक है, ही ऑलवेज यूज टू ईट एवरीथिंग मेड ऑफ घर, सब घर का खाना खाते थे. ब्रेड का लाइक अपन सैंडविचेस, बर्गर्स, पाव भाजी उन्होंने कभी नहीं खाई. क्यों? क्योंकि उनके टाइम पे वो सारी चीजें रहती ही नहीं थी. और जब वो लाइक ही वाज बोर्न इन 1939, एंड जब तक ये सारी चीजें आई तब तक के हिज ईटिंग बिहेवियर्स वर लाइक कि जरूरत ही नहीं होती है उनको ये सारी चीजों की. उनका हैबिट जो था रोटी सब्जी दाल चावल खाने का, उनको वही अच्छा लगता था. सो but something this bread and burgers जो आए हैं, these are so high in empty calories that we should also restrict it for some time, restrict it for things. So if we actually see how our grandparents are eating or what your grandmother is eating, if you eat those, then your genes are also made up of that way, तो digestion भी आपका वैसा ही रहेगा, so आपको उतनी problem नहीं रहेगी. So always your parents eating habits have always had an effect on your body. So this is how things happen.
We'll also have to become good eaters, and not be fussy eaters, so that our
Yes,
children can follow their footsteps, basically.
yes, that is one of the
Okay,
very important things.
right.
So
See,
nowadays I come across women, the newly becoming mothers are themselves so fussy. When I actually counsel them that you are pregnant now, you should eat some fibrous food so that you don't feel constipated. तो मुझे तो सैलेड नहीं पसंद है, या तो मैं ब्रोकोली तो खाती नहीं हूँ, ये सब्जी खाती
true.
नहीं हूँ. अरे फिर उनको सारा एग्जाम्पल समझाना पड़ता है कि तुम नहीं खाओगे तो बच्चों को भी तुम्हारे डाइट से, तुम्हारे प्लासेंटा से उसको न्यूट्रिशन मिल रहा है, तो तुमको पसंद
Exactly.
है उसको। आई गिव देम इनोवेटिव आइडियाज कि आप ऐसा कुछ करके, ऐसा मिक्स करके ऐसा कुछ खाओ, सो दैट ऑल ऑफ अ सडन, एक तो पहले ही प्रेगनेंसी के टाइम पे यू हैव मूड स्विंग्स, आधी चीजें तुमको जो
True.
पसंद है वो भी पसंद नहीं आती है, और फिर तुम आधी
Hmm.
चीजें खुद से खाते नहीं हो, तो यू कैन एक्चुअली एंड अप इनटू माल न्यूट्रिशन। सो
That's true.
yeah, so this is
That's
a new
there.
thing.
Yes, so we got to learn first. Okay, and seeing the present scenario, I think the key word is immunity. That if you want to stay away from diseases, you have to boost up your immunity. So why do you think that boosting up kids' immune system is so important? And which are the top 3 ways you suggest to develop immunity in children?
So immunity something, immunity as we all know is something, as हिंदी में बोलते हैं रोग प्रतिकार शक्ति। रोग प्रतिकार शक्ति मतलब बीमारी से फाइट करने की हमारे अंदर जो स्टेमिना है वो। So if nutrition is well, like if nutrition is well, हमारी बॉडी में एंटीबॉडीज सही बनेगी। एंटीबॉडीज आर नथिंग बट इम्यूनोग्लोबुलिन्स। अगेन ग्लोबुलिन इज अ पार्ट ऑफ प्रोटीन। So you should actually give a good protein in your kids diet, so that प्रोटीन अगर वो खा रहे हैं तो उनका एंटीबॉडी क्रिएशन रहेगा, एंटीबॉडी बनते रहेंगे और उनको उतनी प्रॉब्लम नहीं जाएगी। So one of the 3 ways to improve boost on your immunity is have protein in your diet. Protein sources are milk and milk products again. सेकेंड इज हमारे पल्सेस एंड मिलेट्स, मूंग, मोठ, चना, बरबटी, सभी प्रकार की दालें, मूंग दाल, चना दाल, तूर दाल, दे आर गुड सोर्सेज ऑफ प्रोटीन इन वेजिटेरियन डाइट। if you are a non-vegetarian, eggs are good sources of protein. Again, fish, chicken is good source of protein. They provide protein. Protein is required, as I already told you, for immunity, for immunoglobulins. Other than that, immunity is important to fight any disease. So अभी कैसा हो रहा है, बच्चे हमारे टाइम पे we used to play outside. आप लोग भी मेरे एज के ही होंगे शायद, सबके सब 20-29 अर्ली मदर्स बोला आप लोगों ने, तो आप लोग भी पिट्टू वगैरह, बाहर संकली वगैरह खेलने जाते होगे। सो व्हेन वी एक्चुअली प्ले आउटसाइड इन मड, इन मिट्टी में जब हम खेलते हैं, हमारी इम्यूनिटी बढ़ती है। हम बारिश में खेलते हैं, धूप में खेलते हैं, तो ये सारी चीजों से हमारी इम्यूनिटी बढ़ी हुई है, तो हमको उतना प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, हमको उतना जल्दी हमारी इम्यूनिटी प्रॉब्लम देगी, उतना प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। But when it comes to the kids nowadays who are more into playing on phone, or who are into playing video games, they require to improve their immunity very well with a lot of things. So second is provide a lot of fibrous food through fruits and vegetables, which can actually help them help with the gut motility. Gut motility is important because 70% of your immunity lies in your gut. अगर आपको कॉन्स्टिपेशन है, या आपको एसिडिटी है, या आपको ब्लोटिंग है, या लूज मोशंस है, लूज मोशंस जब होते हैं तब आपका आधा न्यूट्रिशन आपके आपके कंटिन्यूस टूल्स में चले जाता है। तो इफ योर बॉडी इज नॉट गेटिंग प्रॉपर न्यूट्रिशन, उसके पास प्रॉपर एनर्जी नहीं रहेगी। जो मैंने स्टार्ट में बताया था कि आपका खाना सही होना चाहिए, क्योंकि आपको, मैं अभी बोल रही हूँ, आप सुन रहे हो, ये सारी चीजों के लिए हमको एनर्जी लग रही है। ये सारी एनर्जी जो है, ये सारी एनर्जी हमको प्रोटीन, हमको फूड से मिलती है। तो आपकी आधी एनर्जी लूज मोशन, तो जब आपके पास एनर्जी ही नहीं है, जब यू डोंट हैव एनर्जी, हाउ आर यू गोइंग टू हैव एनी स्टैमिना टू फाइट एनी डिजीज? So to have a proper gut motility, proper digestion, to actually fight immunity, you should include fibrous food in your diet. That too, I always suggest to have a rainbow in your diet. Rainbow is, have you ever seen the colors of the fruits? These colors of the fruits are because of various roles, various phytonutrients they have. Like red colored foods have lycopene, which helps as an anti-inflammatory. Yellow colored fruits are, you have flavonoids which help you improve on your immunity. Purple colored foods have antioxidant properties. So ये सारी जब चीजें आपकी डाइट में रहती है तो आपकी इम्यूनिटी बहुत बूस्ट होती है। So green colored foods have chlorophyll, which helps you improve in your overall folic acid content, iron content. So fibrous foods are to be included. And the third way is drink water. The more water you drink, the more toxins are flushed out of your body. So this is how these are the three ways you can improve on your kids immunity through diet. Other than that, you should actually once the corona is over, you should tell him at least 30 minutes bahar जाके खेलो. कुछ भी साइकिलिंग करो या तो फिर यू रस्सी कूदो या कुछ भी बाहर एक आउटडोर गेम only for 30 minutes also if they play, it helps improve immunity.
True.
So,
That's
yeah.
Thank you for that. Now, see, I think most of the kids are going to grow up, go to the school. So it's very important to assess their academic performance as well. So do you think are eating habits linked to academic performance? And also, does junk food associate with a poor academic performance?
I won't say, I won't tell कि junk food will actually create a poor academic thing, because I don't say anything to avoid in kids. Okay, I always have this thing: moderation is the key. So like moderation, if they want to eat junk food, they should be eating a junk, like they should have a timetable. If 15 days के बाद मैं एक दिन कुरकुरे का पैकेट खाऊंगा या for 15 days के बाद मैं एक डेयरी मिल्क खाऊंगा. So this is something I always tell them कि you should win those, you should earn those guilty pleasures of your 15 every 15 days. Because yes, food play a very nutrition plays a very important part in academic things. As I already said, if your food is not high in protein, rich in protein, your immunity won't be good. You will fall sick very often. As I already said during vitamin D deficiency also, if your vitamin D levels are low, you will fall sick very frequently. So similarly, if you are falling sick frequently, you will have sick days. You won't go to school. If you don't go to school, your internal marks, which are based on presentee and absentee, that is what they will get reduced. आपका आधी चीजें समझेगी नहीं आपको, है ना. लाइक अगर अभी आप स्कूल नहीं जा रहे हो तो आपको कुछ आधी चीजें समझेगी नहीं. आप खुद से पढ़ने की कोशिश करोगे. There are some points which actually teachers tell, which we actually have to attend in the school. That is only there. Then only we can actually get the answer. We can answer the questions to them. Nowadays, I agree a lot of things happen in the tuitions only. But agar aap sick ho to you cannot go to the tuition also. So you need to have a good proper diet, balanced diet with 50% coming from complex carbohydrates, 1 gram per kg present body weight of the child equal to 1 gram per kg present body weight. Protein is required in the body. Of course, fat is it. I have come across a lot of parents who have had a past of their weight loss journeys. So now what they have started, they don't keep oil in their home. They are doing no fat cooking for the kids. They are not giving appropriate fat in the bodies in the kids diet. Fat is important for brain development. Fat is required for fat soluble vitamins. So when you have all of these things, so fat is important in the diet. You cannot cut off fat from the diet. So आपको तेल घी भी थोड़ा diet में use करना बहुत जरूरी, so that kids get that appropriate nutrition, that balanced diet, a complete plate. You might have seen a nutrition pyramid. The pyramid tells you how much percentage of food should be there. So this is how your kid's nutrition should be, so that her academic knowledge, academic performances is good.
And we keep the moment we switch on TV, we see so many supplement ads coming, on Vita and their XYZ, so many other brands who promote, So how do you think that the role these supplements play, and do they really boost up the brain functions, or is just the advertising tactics,
So basically, a normal glass of milk with dry fruit powder. घर पे बना हुआ ड्राई फ्रूट को हमने मिक्सी में चॉन कर लिया. वो ड्राई फ्रूट पाउडर जब हम मिल्क में डालते हैं, that is also high in nutrition. Okay, milk, as I already said in the first part, is good source of calcium and protein. So when you drink a glass of milk like that only, it is more than sufficient for you. But we add Bonvita or we add Boost just for the taste. Okay, so these protein powders, these powders, not only they have of course they have some of the other, as I already told, ये आता है मतलब they are fortified with various vitamins, various other nutrients, but they are high in sugar. One thing I always tell is restrict your sugar as much as you all can. Not only a kid, everybody out here, restrict white sugar as much as you can, because white sugar has a big time problem causing things in our body. It is 8 times more addictive than alcohol. It gives you a lot of headaches. So these protein powders are good for the taste and everything, but if taken in minimum quantities, like if 1 spoon a day. But when I come across kids, they these Bonvita and Boost are so sweet. They actually take it aise hi, without adding into the milk. They are eating for the sugar, chocolate stuff. That is not what I will anytime prefer. I will always say add it into the milk, so that जब हम milk में वो डाल रहे हैं तब ऊपर से अलग से sugar नहीं डाल रहे हैं. So that is balanced out there. So इतने भी बुरे नहीं है if you are taking it into moderation. And definitely you should actually start before taking these protein powders. You should consult a qualified dietitian कि देना चाहिए कि नहीं देना चाहिए. If your kid is type 1 diabetic, or if your kid has obesity, we can actually help you with other protein powders which can help them give more protein than sugar, and they can have a better diet, and they can actually keep the restriction of the disease they are having.
Okay. So thank you for that. I think 1 or 2 questions we can quickly take, and then we'll conclude. So one quick question is, how much milk is appropriate for a child of 1.5 years?
1.5 years. So I guess he or she might be having a 2 or 3 times. They might be on breastfeeding for 2 or 3 times, and then with food, then there will be food. So milk you can actually give up to 100 to 150 ml the whole day, because he is also having breast milk. So till 2 years, if you actually don't want to give dairy, that's also fine, unless and until you are doing breastfeeding, because breastfeeding again is breast milk. If that is if you want to avoid till 2 years, till the time you're breastfeeding, you can avoid. But if you're not, if you are on if you have completely weaned off on food, you can give up to 100 to 150 ml of milk throughout the day.
Okay, and so there are many parents who are concerned that their kids don't eat fruits and vegetables and other things. So we have given they'll be getting in touch with you, and then accordingly you can guide them, right?
Definitely, yes. So you can always contact me on diet@healthytude.in. Healthytude is HEALTHITUD, healthytude.in. I have a Facebook page by the name Healthytude. Malvika Fulwani, I'm available there. My number is 9665247156. You can always
maybe you can just type in the chat window, so they'll be able to get in touch with you.